Hello, Janice.
Hi, Anthony.
Today we're going to cover expired letters of administration in New York. So this is very niche, but it comes up a lot with our clients, our probate clients. So we want to sort of record this to help anyone out who comes up against this situation. And this might save you a phone call or some emails with us or with another attorney, if you have another attorney. And for others, for listeners who are not in this particular situation, it might give you a little bit of a window into what it's like going through the probate process, just for your own estate planning, just so you know.
Absolutely. So today we'll talk about, well, first of all, what does expired letters mean? Examples of when you're going to run into this, and how to get fresh letters, they call them, and then why do letters expire?
Perfect. And lastly, I will talk about the one exception when letters really do expire. So make sure you hang around for that.
Absolutely. So, almost 20 years of experience in doing this. And what we're going to talk about today is pretty quick. So I'm going to recommend that you go on Amazon, How Probate Works. Anthony wrote a book. It's really good because it's really detailed information about what we're talking about today. Be in the know by signing up at anthonyspark.com/join. Get on the mailing list and you will find out when new books are coming out because he writes about this topic all the time.
Cool. All right, let's get started. So first, what do expired letters mean? Expired letters. So they're not really expired. You might get this notice or you might find out that your letters are expired and you might get mad. Hey, my attorney got me expired letters, like that grocery store sold me expired milk. It's not like that. What's more like is you need more recent proof that you are a duly court-appointed administrator. And these are what are called fresh letters, right? So that's what they mean by expired.
A lot of times you run into this, examples of when you run into this is dealing with banks. They want these fresh letters that are usually dated within 4 to 6 months by the time you walk in there. They don't want something that's 2 years old. Another example is closing on a home. If you are selling the deceased house or residence, you're going to need fresh letters that are actually saying, yes, I really am right now the executor.
Yeah, otherwise, when you go to the bank, they're just going to say, I need something that's more current. Or if you're at the closing table, the title company, hopefully not at the closing table, but before closing happens, they'll tell you, hey, but you need to bring to the closing table fresh letters, not these ones that are 6 months or 10 months, over a year old. Okay. So next, how to get fresh letters. It's through the courthouse. The court will probably need some paperwork, but don't worry, it's not a full-blown process. When I say you probably need some paperwork, so usually within 7 months of when you've been appointed, you have to file things with the court to let them know what's been going on. An example might be the inventory of assets form. There's something called a firearms affidavit to let the court know if there were any firearms as part of the estate. I think that's a gun control type of requirement, and maybe even an affidavit explaining why the estate hasn't closed yet, if it has been a while and you're not closed yet.
Absolutely. And we've talked about this at length. Probate's a very long process. So this may happen as you go through it. So why do letters expire? I like our expire. Banks and organizations and anywhere you're using this, they want to know that you really are the true executor that's serving right now. Yep. For example, someone could have been serving, but for one reason or another, they were removed, but they still have their letters. It can happen, and that person would walk into the bank with their letters, and they really wouldn't know. So now they just want to see these fresh letters dated within the last few months that said, yes, I really am the executor. I could do what I'm here to do.
Yeah, just imagine, for example, sister was appointed as executor, but she did some funky stuff, or she lied on her court applications. So the brothers get together and go through the process of having her removed. But since she sees this coming, she takes the court certificates that she has, or that are over a year old, and runs around to all the banks to collect the money that she can. So that's why banks want to make sure that it's recent, that the court is currently authorizing this person to conduct business for the estate.
Absolutely. It makes complete sense if you think about it that way. So, Anthony, what are the exceptions when letters really do expire, like real expiration?
All right. So this is a true expiration, and that's when you get preliminary letters testamentary or temporary letters of administration. So these actually do have a due date or an expiration date on them, and it's usually 60 days from when they're court issued. And the reason these are different and the reason they have a true expiration date is because preliminary letters or temporary letters are really meant to be preliminary or temporary. They're meant to be sort of for emergency circumstances where, look, you asked the court to give you preliminary letters because you need to be able to sell this stock, otherwise the market might crash. So they'll give you that limited purpose sort of letters, and you should be able to get it done within 60 days. And yeah, so after 60 days, it's not a matter of refreshing them. They're done. Or you have to go back to get actual court approval.
So I think that's it, but we covered a lot really quickly. But I can tell you that there's a lot of information. This probate is very long, and there's a lot more to it. So I definitely suggest, if you're going to get into this process, How Probate Works, available on Amazon. New books coming out too, I think, soon. So get on the list by signing up, anthonyspark.com/join. And we will let you know when new books come out. Maybe you can even score a free book.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Janice. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And we'll talk to you again next time. Bye.
Talk soon.